He's talking about how a lot of people used to walk around with a handful of quarters, like the roll. Bus fare brass knuckles.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good weapon.
I know, I feel like I'm gonna get pulled over for having a carabiner with no keys on it.
I feel like any time I've ever seen someone try to use that, it's like they're thinking about the grasp too much and they get their ass kicked. One guy, he had a lighter in his hand because everyone's like, oh man, that's like an instant knockout. You hit someone with a lighter in your hand, man.
Yeah.
And he goes and just swings over him, but he ducks and then just...
Oh, counterpunched.
Lighter goes flying into the air.
Match cut.
Yeah. Some of those old school days. They were universal, some of those stories.
Dun, 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 dun. Little bit Superman-y.
I like
Universal.
that. Yeah. Metropolis-like. Yeah. I like to see it. There's another film that I know that was in that we did. Like there, what would it have been?
Ooh, what would it have been?
But we definitely saw some
Shadow of a Doubt?
old-timey. Could have been another one. Maybe it wasn't Universal.
No. Okay.
It's nice to see.
It was fun.
What did you think about this intro? Do you not think about Batman animated series at all?
What, with this old pan and black and white skyline? How
Yeah.
could I?
Are
you kidding me?
It was the exact same font.
Yeah. Then the rain steadily falling. I mean, that's a popular font. Let's not, get it overly twisted. There was
For
actually...
For a genre that Batman's supposed to fall under.
Yeah, but contrary to popular belief, this is actually like 15 years, 13 years, something before the animated series. Hard to steal.
I'm not saying that the chicken came first.
Yeah, well, but we can't say this has no theft involved.
No.
Hell no.
We're on the case.
We're on the case, yeah. Detective
Rocket Boy.
Rocket Boy, Arby, Liam himself.
And?
Simple Math, Adam.
And?
Mankind. Phyllis. A motor mouth as usual.
Phyllis.
And we're some tired folks.
Tired masterminds.
Yeah.
A curved angle. Like, what would you call that? Almost like a curved stretch.
Oh,
as the title comes up.
Yeah, asteroid-esque. The way a flash goes across the sky.
First name you see.
Yeah.
Carl Reiner.
Carl. Son of Irving Reiner.
Don't you find, like, every time you see him, he's just cameoing as himself and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I only saw him act as himself for the first 10, 15 years of my life, I think.
Probably. That's a hell of an MO.
But he writes.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
And directs.
Multi-talented folk. And father to Nepo baby Rob.
Not Jeremy?
Fucking plowing ahead. No. The king of Kingstown himself.
Yeah.
No Renner. Just Rob Reiner. Rob Reiner.
And then edited by Bud.
The Spud. Yeah, no, he was constant companion to Carl in his cinematic pursuits, wasn't he?
He was. And then Steve Martin also has a writing credit.
On this?
Yeah.
I can imagine that some of this was on the fly.
And then also George Gipe.
Gipe?
Jip? I don't know. Jippe?
That's a confusing G in there.
Yeah, Jipe. Right, with the boys, Stevie and Carly.
Nice.
Also worked with them on The Man with Two Brains.
What about Ingvar Schnock?
And then he also, no, didn't do that, I don't think, did he?
Oh, Carl directed it.
I don't think Gipe had anything to do
well,
with it.
you never
Gipe.
know.
George Gipe.
Gipe. I got you.
So I went on his wiki.
Right.
And it said all his works. So it said, it was funny that it said works, not like filmography.
Yeah.
And it had this, Man with Two Brains. And then it went to novels, Gremlins,
What?
and Back to the Future.
The novels?
Yeah.
I know that was based on books.
But he did novels based on movies.
After the fact.
Yeah.
Just kind of said what he saw, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I got you.
Maybe we could do that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. The Gipe way, be proud.
It's like, holy shit, this guy
Followed
wrote
in-
Back to the Future?
Followed in Gipe shoes.
Yeah. I got Gipe on my shoes.
Yeah. You think he's a bastard while you're sipping?
Then a storm is a brewing.
Yeah. Just like you after this coffee here, this city never sleeps, do it?
No.
But
Get to
tonight
see a
it
car.
feels like it's
What is it?
holding its breath.
Some frantic driving through the forest.
Yeah, a car crash on a rainy night, hey?
Going through public.
The John Hay Forest,
Right.
is that where
Point
that car
Pleasant
is
Park, I
driving
think.
through?
Or even the place where Evil Dead is.
Mm-hmm.
He goes right off a cliff.
Yeah. I don't know if he's evil, but he dead in the wreckage.
Classic transition into the newspaper.
Yeah, you kidding me? Accidents don't happen here, we say? No.
Headline news.
Yeah, someone got to be pulling some strings here.
Now I know who's pulling the pages on that paper.
Rigby.
Rigby.
What is he doing?
Stevie Martin.
Is he re-reeing?
He's re-reeing. There's a lot of re-reeing in this. We'll get to that. But it's weird because he's doing a narration.
What?
And he's doing a narration.
Yeah.
And he's like saying... He says something about he's got nothing to do. He thought about closing up today. I'm just sitting back reading some old papers.
Yeah.
How old is this? I thought this was in the now.
Oh, present?
Yeah.
It's a gift.
Well, that's what it really struck me when he gets a knock at the door. And the first thing he sees...
Just wait for a knock.
Yeah, exactly. Where are you when we need you?
Are you kidding me?
This girl...
You might hear some knocks in this thing. Disclaimer.
Some knocks in the cabin.
Don't know what it's all about. It's in the walls somewhere here.
He opens the door, and there's a dame
Of course.
holding the same paper.
No, she's not holding it, is she?
She's holding it.
She sees his. Thank you.
I thought she was holding it, too.
Ah,
She just sees that he's holding it.
need a re-watch.
It? He's holding it, or she's holding it?
Well, she sees it, and just at the mere sight of it, she's fallen. Faint. Faint straight to the floor, isn't it? She comes wrapped in silken shadows, and then the next thing you know...
And Prince Charming here. What any good detective does when a dame passes out.
Yeah, when someone's turned into as pale as a ghost right in front of you and passes out.
Puts a long wet one on her.
Yeah, this is in the era of Porky's or something, isn't it? This is some peephole, creephole, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking. Yeah, caught her just as she's about to hit the floor. And what's he do? What's he plant?
A long wet one.
Open mouth as fuck. And just to see if it was real.
Yeah. I can't even tell if she's real. Only one way to find out.
But the dame was spectacular.
Yeah.
And she needed an adjustment. A slight augmentation.
They were real.
Not invasive. Yet invasive.
No, but then that's the first you get to see the Marlowe. He's like he's talking about this Marlowe guy that always gives him advice, and you see like the knitted what do you call that, crochet?
Right? Yeah.
Don't fall in love with the client.
Yeah.
He starts giving her a massage.
Marlowe taught him that much.
As soon as he grabs them, what are you doing?
Lighting a match.
Fixing your breasts. You fainted and they went all haywire. They went all out of whack. And then he does it again. He's like, there.
Yeah. Final touches. Chef's kiss.
Is this going to pass our new restrictions in the 2025 contract?
I don't know.
We better not get canceled over this, buddy.
We'll run it by a few people in the back end. This is satire. This is parody of a parody of a parody of a review of a thing.
I'm not putting a hood on, pal.
Yeah. This is troublesome all around. This is a problematic thing to be looking at. Should be a banned book.
This. That's why it's
incendiary. Fahrenheit 451.
Phyllis told us it's not in there.
What temperature does a DVD burn at?
Hot.
ROM.
So we get to find out this herself. The cheesemaker's daughter.
Juliet Forrest. Played by none other than Kate Hudson.
In the remake, the Riri.
Someone.
And she comes to him with a clue. Nothing but a clue.
Oh, the clues are going to be... I mean, this is an adventure we get to go through, right?
Yeah.
An unraveling. An epic case of Deus Ex Machina. Anyway, we got to do a lot of digging here. Mm-hmm. Let's not say it's easy. This isn't a novice film. Where you go? Where you going? Ready to put your feet on your desk, Rigby?
What am I supposed to? What am I supposed to do with this, huh?
Only.
That's what she brings as a clue. A corner of a bill.
That's right. Win a rainy night and murder are hand in hand. I don't think this is an accident. I think this was cold-blooded, premeditated, currency-damaging vandalism.
That's quite a famous nose, isn't it? Is that what Steve Martin's known for?
His nose?
Yeah.
His banjos.
Well, how would you, if you drew Steve Martin, wouldn't you start at the nose?
No. I'd probably use the lightest graphite I could find and do his hair.
It was great to see this, especially after watching
Mixed Nuts.
Love it. That's up there.
Oh, that would have been good to put up then, you piece of...
Yeah, it's not up there. It's upstairs. That's what I meant, upstairs.
White Snake's watching.
They borrowed it, yeah. They were feeling festive. But after watching Little Shop of Horrors, the film,
right,
and he's like, this guy was the best character of the play. And then to find out that Steve Martin plays him in the film.
Oh, nice.
And it was great because you don't see young Steve Martin very often, right?
No, he's doing Tricks at Disneyland one day, and then SNL another, and
Cheaper by the dozen.
yeah, the only murderer in the building.
Yeah, brought down the house. Did you ever see any of that?
No,
No, me neither.
no.
That's his newest claim.
Yeah.
$10.
But this is $10 a day. This is back in his $10 a day plus
$200.
expenses.
I'd shoot my grandmother.
Yeah, so that's the offer he's given.
Yeah.
$200 up front, and he is happy.
Yeah.
He's a clam.
Yeah.
Cut to,
In the ghetto.
you know where I'm going.
Where you going, girl?
429 Fire Hose Row.
Save me some shoe leather if you give me that address.
Well,
I love
how can we deny that?
and that's one thing that, I know this is satirical, but that's definitely a line that you would hear in a noir.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of old timey talk. That's hard to put. How would you put that in a film and try to be serious nowadays? You know what I mean? It'd have to be a timepiece almost.
Yeah, to not make sense in this day and age is a very precarious slope for sure.
Yeah. Save me some shoe leather if you give me that address.
Yeah. And just to mention more outrageosity, the cheese experiments.
Yeah. Yeah, no one minds that cheese smell in the ghetto.
And
Wasn't hard to find. Smelled like the number on the door.
2. Visual gag.
Yeah.
Filling in the blank there.
AI won't pick up on it unless we give it to them.
Yeah. That's right. Hopefully they pick up on this. You remember the last time you saw someone built the way that Juliet is? It was a recent case. Do you remember which one it was?
Give us some visuals.
It's full porkies. This response is full porkies.
The one, that lady that wore a bra as a shirt and made you crash.
Holy shit, yeah. So distracting. I don't know. I think that should be the one thing I don't spoil. You should go and catch that line. It's right at the end of the conversation with the first name. And I don't know if it's aged well.
Give it to us.
Hit it with a bleep, bleep, bleep after. Might have to. Just read my mouth, but my words are going to disappear. Who's there? The dead girl with the big tits.
Yeah, yeah. What a figure. Sure reminds me a lot of that girl from she reminds me of that unsolved case of the murdered girl with the big tits. I think that's later. But that is an awesome line. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Haven't seen a body put together like that since the unsolved case of the murdered girl and the big tits.
Yeah. So crass.
Yeah. No trouble finding this cheese lab. Smells like a number on the door. So he's doing his detective work around the old cheese lab here.
Yeah. We got our first little hint. First clue.
The signed headshot.
Following the scent.
Of cheese.
Is this the fancy restaurant?
Yeah.
Kitty Collins in there?
Yeah. He finds...
She's at the Yano.
Finds a list of friends and a list of enemies.
Of?
Carlotta.
Interesting. Carlotta. We can't forget about that name.
No.
It's probably going to come
Please
up a
don't.
few times. Carlotta. Carlotta is the name.
Carlotta.
Our major clue here.
Yeah.
Friends and enemies associated with Carlotta.
Yeah. Kitty Collins.
Chicago.
And then, so this is where we gotta bring up that start using scenes from other films.
I don't like the tone in which you did it. It
They're
pioneered
rereading
this mashup.
the superimposition.
Oh, every little interview, blah, blah. We had to work so hard to light it. We had to make everything
It was
look the
fucking
same.
great.
We had to make things out of old...
I'd lean on it too.
old... what's clothes made out of?
Fabric?
Fabric. We had old fabric we had to use, so it picked up the same as in old scenes. We had to use old lights.
Well, I was actually
And they did a
more
good job.
impressed that they did
Spoiler
the-
alert.
the
Okay,
over the shoulder.
You got me.
It was Steve Martin's idea.
What? Was it?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
Wiki.
Deep down.
I find sometimes you like impress me with information on a movie, and then I'm like, that bastard! Everything's right here for everyone to know.
I don't even look at the stupid Wikipedia usually.
Yeah.
But it is probably all there.
What do you think?
Whatever. You try.
I put it on there. That's what you should have said. I'm
Yeah.
the one who uploaded it.
Yeah, you must be a real Dodgers fan.
Ah, they lose again. Just like in the paper.
Yeah.
But yeah, the classic list of enemies and friends.
And I'm a fan of staying alive myself.
This guy comes in.
This guy,
Ladd? Alan Ladd?
Alan Ladd, sure.
How much did they have to pay that guy to still be living?
His estate? Yeah.
And they have some cookies. I assume that they had. That's what my point was. That they would have actors dressed like the person.
Hold on. Was that...
The over the shoulder shots.
Yeah, no. But didn't he,
But some of them were
wasn't
actually.
there jewelry in the soup or something here?
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's after the first 40 minutes, Adam.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it is. Carlotta, cookie scene.
Hold on 1 second. Pause.
Because I like that. I'll just fill in this.
Okay,
And
yeah.
then you
no,
find
I
out-
got you. Yeah.
And what's really brilliant,
Right.
that they bring up the 2 on the door because you see the guy open the door
And in the
it's
footage,
the 2.
it's a
So they
2.
use that, and it really brings this scene all together, right?
Oh, yeah, you're smiling
It's
now,
well done.
but some of these are a bit shoehorned. 19, 18 to go.
You count it?
How you like them cookies?
Kind of dry.
Sounded like company, didn't it? Yeah, but you're right. Sorry for fucking with you, but
To be a good exterminator,
you're an
you gotta
angel
love
with
killing
a
things.
little dirty cookie face.
When I'm not being classy.
Yeah, sorry. The exterminator. I need to call one of them for myself.
Yeah, to be an exterminator, you gotta love killing things.
Yeah.
He goes running off, gets shot in the arm
Yeah.
through the door.
Yeah. That's if you're focusing on plot. Otherwise,
there's
what you're
something
seeing
about
is
this right away.
meticulous effort to recreate a 40s or something classic.
Do you know what film that was?
Nah.
I just know the actor that was in it.
Alan Ladd. I did read at the end all the ones that are in it.
Yeah.
But,
But he gets shot in the arm and then he plays dead.
yeah, behind the door.
Yeah,
And
just
it's
to
one
be-
of those, like, I can't get it pushed all the way. He looks dead enough. That feels
Yeah,
like
no.
dead weight pushing against the door.
Yeah, he just tries to make it a little bit harder to get away because he's in front of the door, but he's pushing him.
Yeah.
But then he just scoops the information that he's got in his pocket and gets out of there.
Yeah.
Point for Ladd.
The paper. It's like there's so few elements here that it's like everything sticks out as important.
And then you get to see Carl.
You see I was gonna say ding dong, and you say you're gonna see almost misalign those two.
Old ding dong there.
Yeah, mine was a doorbell. Yours was a ding dong. So
I thought, how modest, casting himself as just a butler.
Yeah, who's he think
nothing
he is?
else.
Fucking M Night.
Yeah, with a little bit of a scar.
Yeah.
Where'd he get that? The accident?
Oh,
The car accident.
little slip.
That's why he's the butler.
That's why.
He's working off the damages.
And you know what? I detect the faint bit of German in his voice.
Yeah?
As an audience member, that's what I'm picking up on.
Right away?
Straight away. You? You never heard none of it in there?
I got a strange love for that language, you know.
Oh. Ich liebe dich.
Yes, I love you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I
Good,
did love
but
that.
I'm a butler, not a catcher.
Yeah, not a catcher. Yeah. I didn't say I'm pitching.
Yeah. But we do slide straight into a little bit of sucky suck.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and that's what I was like. As soon as he faints, it's like Carl feeling him up.
Yeah.
You know?
I
I don't even know if this is real.
See, those buns are warm.
Yeah, I was like, it cuts to the sucky. I'm like, this is a goddamn vampire flick.
Yeah.
She
Crossover.
Sucks that little demon 3 sucks that bullet right out.
Yeah. Fucking.
But she was going at the neck. I'm pretty sure he got shot in the arm, didn't he?
Forced perspective.
Yeah. Took it out the long way.
Yeah. This one time at band camp.
Works for everything, she says. And you start getting a little more info.
Yeah, a few of the other characters in this tragic comedy.
Yeah. And I liked how she was...
Kitty Collins.
So who's she explaining? Kitty Collins and her husband?
Yes, the
Swede.
Swedish. My
Yeah.
bum is on the Swedish.
He was a boxer turned gas attendant.
Thomas Saver.
And she sings in a private club.
Mm-hmm.
You think the song would have been as successful if Journey used that line?
Yeah. If you're a freaking believer.
A believer? Shh.
Yes. You're
Says
knocking
it on the
through a
card.
fine hint.
So he's reading the list. Shh. But it's so funny because he's the goddamn Rain Man of codes after this, but this first one he just knows nothing about.
Stumped. Unbelievable.
What does this note says? Shh. It's like, thanks. Yeah. What does it say? Thanks for the check. If you want your dollar back, it's on top of the fridge.
In the sugar bowl?
In the sugar bowl.
Okay. That's an excellent hint. So, what we're going to do is just... Juliet, we're going to call your sister.
Well, first, because it's Hastings.
Hastings.
That's what the H stands for, and
Shh.
second H.
Yeah, Sheldon Hastings.
Yeah. And then her sister.
Marvelous.
Where's she at?
Telephone's length away.
I'll know. Yeah. I'll know in one word if she's faking. Hello? Oh, she's faking. Yeah.
I hear it in her voice coming in strong and true.
Yeah. And that's from a movie called like Wrong Number or something.
Yeah. It is called Wrong Number. Don't call back or no, it's wrong number.
Yeah, she's giving it to him.
She's lying. This is a bit of a shoehorn, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's when you start seeing a little bit of a shoehorn with some of this old footage.
But you think she's faking? In this movie, was she faking in the other movie?
Just a little cameo. I have no idea.
You think she fakes it?
Oh. You know,
Patty Lawrence had them.
took me one word to know. Yeah. She was faking.
You phony fruitcake.
Whoa.
Yeah, just giving it to her.
Yeah.
And again, this is like...
Railed.
You can really see what they're doing, because the first scene was actually really well done, but then you get this scene which is a bit more comedic. So you get to see the range of what they're doing with this idea. Because it does really stand out now. It's like of all satire films to be able to do it like this. Like, I always loved Mafia as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
With Jay and Lloyd.
Yeah. I was going to say...
And then it felt like I just couldn't find the film before, like, streaming and stuff. There was a couple of years where I just couldn't find it.
Yeah, it was probably totally out of print.
Yeah, I couldn't even look it up.
Couldn't.
Yeah. I started getting it confused with Corky Romano at once. I was like, there's no way. There's no way they're the same film.
That's an evil Earth thing to do. God damn it.
Catan.
Yeah. All right, what is love, baby?
So what happens next?
Well, now that we have all this information, I guess we're going to head out. Pertaining to Juliet, if she's not there, once you come up with a couple of details, just leave some information with like the butler.
Then or the cleaning lady.
What?
Cleaning lady?
So it turns out here, this is a triggering word for the gentleman.
A very triggering word. He starts screaming it over and over and over again till he can't help himself but strangle the freaking neck off her.
Yeah. And that's each time we run into a detective, a lot of these people.
But these are the 80s pretending to be the 50s.
There's tragic faults amidst the cinematic experience.
So he explains himself.
Yeah. No, he gives a full backstory immediately.
And she agrees. And she says, I don't blame you for strangling me. I won't do it again.
Yeah, no, that is fucking good acceptance. Who? Who? Good acceptance.
Impediment.
Who? You know what? It's going to make me go berserk. Berserk.
But he can't even say cleaning.
Berserk is like my library.
Cleaning.
Woman. Yeah. Yeah, so his papa left and his mama passed away from, unfortunately, R.I.P., broken heart over the scenario. Yeah. And became a tragic fault.
His father left with a cleaning. A cleaning.
Fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Little Mad Lib.
Yeah. So off he goes to find Hastings.
Thanks.
Back to the ghetto he goes.
Lagging it.
Yeah. Everything's so cheap, even prostitutes are on the sale.
You know what I really thought was one of the better lines in this thing?
Give it to me.
When he talks about the address changing of this one spot, and he said that they'd taken so many rubber checks that it bounced across town.
Yeah.
That was a great line. Yeah, then we're heading into Sam Hastings, another, of course, glorious interaction with historical or archival footage from one of the 19 masterpieces culled and scavenged and harvested for this fine satire endeavor.
Yeah. And then, like the splice, now that you're catching on to what they're doing, so you see really how well done it is. Because when he goes here and they do the match cut of the bill.
Oh, yes.
He has the little corner.
Yes. Great
Exhibit
visual.
A. And Exhibit B
Matches perfectly. You be Teller, I'll be Pen. Matches perfectly.
And that's what happens next. Funny you said that. You're impressed with that.
What the fuck does that mean?
He pulls out a pen.
Yes.
And puts it in his ear, and it comes out his nose.
It's an old Steve Martin trick. Yeah. Prestidigitation.
They're not pen. Teller.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What the fuck? What does fuck mean? That's what I'm fucking going bananas over here.
So you start seeing the genius of this, how he must have wrote the script around
what?
All the scenes in these films.
Egregious.
I can't, but honestly, I can't.
This is not authentic.
Is this more work or less?
You go to jail.
Is this less work or more work?
Oh, it's all work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It seems like they're cheaping out, but really, they're cheaping in.
They're cheaping in?
They're cheaping in.
Oh my goodness. The great historical effect. Yeah. Look at the wallpaper. Look at the wainscoting.
This is exactly. This is where you get to see the brooch.
Brooch.
And you start... This is Kitty Collins.
Yes.
And you see her, she's singing.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that this actually happened in a film where she takes the brooch out and throws it in some soup.
Yeah, she's in the piano. He's talking about some sort of the pugilist picture he is working to develop, or no?
Yeah. And you don't even know if this was two scenes even from the same movie, because it's the same actress. Could be two different films.
No, I suspect so. Some of them
could be two scenes that don't actually butt up to each other.
Yeah,
it's made to see like he's constantly following her lead.
Editing at its most deceptive.
Because they have multiple Humphreys in here. So you don't know. This could be two...
I don't know if I'm going to have to cut that.
Redacted. Just kidding. Redacted. I got Peter Lorre face. I can say it if I want.
Yeah, right. I had a good idea there.
Give it to me.
The soup. It's got too much jewelry in it.
So we broach it.
Yeah.
And we find a little piece of paper. A clue, mind you. Not inside the brooch.
Not a fuck given, but an EOC.
Another list of friends of Carlotta.
No, this is EOC, baby. This is enemies and
enemies of Carlotta.
Few of them named.
Pretty sure it's friends, dogs.
Yeah, well, we'll find Swede before he gets crossed off. That's it.
Crossed off.
Why would be the crossing off of the friends, huh?
Yeah, Swede there.
Are you keeping your friends deader than your enemies?
Swede's living like sloth off a 7. And then this...
He'll be fine.
Up to this point, I was just thinking that they have actors for the over-the-shoulder shots. Dressed up like
stand-ins.
Yeah.
We've never...
But then they're actually doing the superimposing. Because
sometimes
Steve Martin walks right into this scene and looks over him, so they're really getting ballsy with it.
Yeah, that's why they had to use them fabrics so that they would match if they were in the same shot together.
Yeah, I was wondering if that's why they picked the hair that he has. Because of one scene where the guy that they wanted him to be in the scene had the black hair. So it's like, let's just do the black hair so it will gel with this scene. Doesn't matter for the rest of them.
Yeah, the cheveux blancs won't do for that.
But I think they just put him into all the scenes.
Yeah. No.
So he's helping himself to Swedes. Find some serious gourmet shit.
That's right.
I thought I drank a lot of coffee.
Yeah, no, he just needs a little bit of a...
No wonder you stopped.
Pick me up.
No wonder you stopped after this 40 minutes.
Yeah, 40 minutes featuring 2 minutes straight of coffee. I wish that I had grounds that would come out like that. Holy shit. He had something up his sleeve, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's impossible otherwise.
It's that gourmet shit.
He needed all that coffee up his sleeves just to keep getting pumped and pumped through this thing, wasn't it? That was a big rig going through his arm.
Oh,
right
fuck.
down the pit, through the back of his coat.
Yeah. It was exactly like the one they had in the big sleep.
Yeah, had to keep him grounded. The Java.
The Java. How he breaks up the eggs
Oh yeah, that's a great addition.
with the eggshells when he starts beating them up.
Yeah, well, I can't see it in a noir. These are like hard boiled, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. But he gets shot in the arm again.
Yeah.
Oh, this is never gonna heal.
This is the one part I can remember about hearing about this movie throughout my life.
Yeah.
Was this one? Oh, this is never gonna heal.
Yeah.
When he gets shot in the same spot.
Definitely a
twice.
trailer moment.
Yeah.
Both shots. Yeah, the old gun sucker proving her worth.
Yeah. Yeah, two men approach. He gets shot in the confusion of it all.
Yeah.
This is never gonna heal.
And it's getting loosened, so she just sucks them out easier and easier.
Yeah, that's a good way of just cutting to another scene. It's easy peasy, isn't it? Easy as a writer. Oh, he gets shot. Do we need to show him writhing in pain for a long time on the floor, getting back to the place, yada yada? No. Just boom. Sucky suck.
Sucky suck. And then fucky fuck, he gets a phone call.
Marlo?
From No Name himself. Yeah, I love how they're like, hey, it's Buggy. Hey, Buggy. He's like, no, it's me. Like, they're that brazen with it. They're not trying to like ADR his name into it or something.
Yeah.
And they do that again.
Yeah, no, you got a raw in there. No, it's me.
Yeah, exactly. And they do it again later on. I know it's you, Marlo. He's like, hey, it's Case.
Yeah.
Stop playing around, Marlo. And then he almost Mandela'd me because he's like,
You want coffee?
does he ever wear a tie? How stupid did he look with no tie and that top button done?
Yeah.
It was way too high.
Yeah, what the hell, indeed. His insistence on wearing a tie. Like, just trying to drive the point home so hard here. A little heavy.
But it was great because later on they're just using movies where he is wearing a tie. Yeah. But yeah, then this is where he just becomes like Rain Man of the codes.
Oh, yeah. He sees a key. But unfortunately on the key,
There's a bit of a riddle.
much to the chagrin, it's been filed off. Whatever number that could have led to its, origin or...
But left with a clue.
Yeah, oh, okay. Yes, a cryptic note indeed.
Something about rats.
Yes. Well, if I think about it, I believe the most recent Year of the Rat was what?
2020.
Is it?
Yeah.
Then we must go to locker 2020.
And they do.
They do.
And they find the substance.
But also, there's actually a moment here, isn't there, where...
She can hear the narration.
yeah, exactly.
When they're like falling for each other.
Something I wanted to broach.
Yeah. Just something warm and squishy. Mm-hmm. But a guy like me, I can't quit the biz.
No.
I can't have children. Who said something about children?
Yeah. So,
What?
so she hears the narration. That is a thing in this. Plot device, a device.
And
divisive.
Then what does she say?
Just, once you're done, just like, she just casually said, like, just give me a call.
Did she say it casually?
Well, it might have had like a cunt's hair of innuendo.
Yeah.
What? Did you... Tell me the context you heard it in.
I fucking knew that a female must have came up with the counterclockwise twirl.
Yeah. She had a little pinch in this thing?
No.
She gave simple directions on how to use a rotary
knuckle.
phone.
There was no knuckle.
There's no one under 40 that's going to know rotary even more.
What? I'm under 40, guy?
Yeah, but you've never had to use one.
Yes, I have, guy.
I mean, you've probably...
Not the ones that go up.
You probably inserted your finger into one, but you didn't really have to use it.
Yes, I have.
Really?
Yeah, my grandparents had one. It's not one of these fucking bad boys.
Not one of those.
But yeah. I fucking love that shit.
Yeah, that other phone was like a...
Don't misage me, my friend.
Oh, sorry.
And
I forgot
you never used one?
Neighbors with Alexander Graham Bell.
You never used one? You lived in Spryfield. They probably used those until 2020.
Yeah. There was no phone lines. Everyone was cutting them every night. Just radio silence across the whole...
How did you guys communicate?
Woohoo!
Yeah, cuz!
God dang it.
Cuz!
Should have kept that as internal monologue.
Cut to...
You hear all the narration here. Yeah.
Cut to him cleaning his piece in the sink.
Yeah. I forgot to put that in my notes, but I thought about it afterwards. I was like, I missed that when I was writing my notes. Freaking idiot. This is like right around when Marlo gets whatever task to go find out more about this enemies of Carlotta list.
But it's so fucking funny finding that in a film, being like, why is he not wearing a tie? All right, we're going to use that. And now it's like perfectly set up. And then he looks so fucking weird. He looks like Forrest Gump or something, how he walks in with his shirt done up to the top and no tie. Mm. And I probably wouldn't have noticed unless the attention was brought to it.
They brought attention.
But then they bring it home.
Yeah.
Where it's like
stabbings in
Humphrey
Saw the Devil.
Yeah. You know Humphrey Bogart is colorblind? He holds it up. This is blue. It goes good with a brown suit. talking. Here, wear this. Finds him the bow tie.
Yeah, the lilt one. Yeah. Little clip on.
Yeah.
But so Marlowe's off on his task there. He's got his tie. He's got his list.
He's got to go to the locker.
Oh, Rigby Reardon.
He's picking a lock. But he's getting followed.
He's getting trailed. That's what I'm trying to get at, you know? What I'm trying to talk some stock here.
Yeah. But he goes into the locker, and what does he find?
Dun, 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 dun.
Another list of friends and enemies.
Oh my God. It makes it easy to talk about all the things. List.
Carlotta.
List after list of Carlotta.
Carlotta's got a lot of friends.
That's a lot of Carlotta.
That's a lot of friends and a lot of enemies.
That's a big list to look at.
A lot of friends for Carlotta.
There's probably some good Easter eggs in that list if you were able to pause.
I saw Kitty Collins.
Pause.
And we're back.
I know where you've been.
Peru.
Been able to trail you back based on something connected with your footwear.
My shoe leather?
What do you got down there? Toilet seat cover?
Yeah, this was like a couple cheap gags in this.
No, it was pretty cheap.
Yeah. Could never be followed.
Little hang.
Unless I had some toilet paper stuck on my shoe. And then, like, you know, a minute goes by and you're like, by the way, that wasn't toilet paper. That was a seat cover. Then it cuts to the train scene.
Yeah, this was one that I found quite striking, actually. Looking for a match in there. But whatever. There's like some touching going on. Things go pitch black. They didn't realize there's going to be a tunnel involved. I had to look up kind of like if this was the same train. Because for some reason this really struck me. Like they nailed the curtain behind them. Like the exact side of the cushion. You know what I'm talking about here?
Yeah. Sometimes I thought they were superimposing them right on over someone. Because after he just like kind of walked into the suite, I was like, man, they're doing everything here. Pulling all the stops.
Yeah. This was similar too with that like...
Pulling all the stops on this train. They kept ringing the bell.
Now I'm driving the train.
Yeah. Now he's got tuberculosis.
Oh, God.
You notice how they threw that in there?
Okay, awkward. Better whip out your harmonica.
Yeah, no, put him to sleep. What the fuck? And it's funny. It's debatable.
So much work to do this scene just to put this guy to sleep.
And it was debatable if he ever fell asleep. It looked like he just kind of looked down for a second.
Yeah.
Like they didn't hang on him very long. It was just like a cut.
Yeah, and then they're out of there. And he's scouring around, leaving the train station. And he runs up to a cab and he says, $3 if you can get to wherever in a certain amount of time or something, right?
That's how it works.
But then the cab takes off, shoots off like a shot.
Like a shot.
And then he has to go to the next cab back and say, follow that cab. And then he said, I have a genius idea there to use both of these cabs, use up all the cabs at the train station. But when he did the first one, did it just seem like the first one like jumped the gun? Like it
Didn't even get the $3, did he?
Yeah, he didn't like give him a chance to get in or anything. But it wasn't like clear that he was not going to be in the ride.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just thought there was a little something to that.
So you don't think the taxi driver was in on it?
I don't know.
Or you think he was?
Yeah. Sticks the landing on it, but I'm just pretty sure he meant to get in that other cab.
And then he gets to that party.
It's party time?
The house party.
Party.
And another dame. We meet yet another dame.
Another Mickey slipper.
And as he's explaining her, the quick cuts on this scene.
It's a cut around job.
Yeah, it was really partying in this scene. All right, everybody out.
An editorial chop job to get this all weaving.
What are you doing?
Together.
Yeah, what are you doing, bud? All of a sudden, they're alone.
Yeah. And his lips felt like 2 manhole covers. And tongue felt like it was covered in hair.
Yeah, that's funny. So let's go.
Dancing.
Yeah, I'll go shave my tongue.
Passes out.
I like how he puts the whiskey behind his ear.
Cut to.
I did write down because she's wearing that black and white stripes.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping that she
Motion dazzle.
doesn't come out in another. She's got a closet full of those. But she does come out in a black dress.
Yeah, every time, though, you thought she was going to wear the same thing.
Yeah. She's like a superhero. Yeah, and then shaving his tongue.
Yeah. I mean, his stuff is getting searched at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, especially, because he gets, as soon as he's done shaving, that's when he faints. Yeah. And then, seems like he wakes up days later, where he's all disheveled.
Yeah, but if he fell asleep there, where does he wake up?
At home.
And who's there?
Juliet.
How'd she get in?
Oh, she's been there. She didn't get up since the strangle, I don't think. She's just waking up too.
I thought the door was open or something. How'd he get back?
crawled on his knees. Whoa! Good Lord.
Didn't realize this movie was going to be so gory, huh?
That was a graphic shot.
Another note, you say.
Yeah. Another clue. Another code that he breaks. Where was this guy when the Zodiac was loose?
Can't place
Got
it.
an answer?
Not exactly.
Finds out about this boat ride. Pretty popular one of that.
Does he? It's like some kind of like tag or something. NY.
Yeah, that's the New York Times, lady.
No. Yeah, what is going on here? He's pouring out booze. He knows exactly everything that's going on here. Yeah. And it's like so specific, and it's like
more Thai talk with Marlowe.
He makes the case seem too easy sometimes.
I know. But he's got to show he's a goodie. That's why they go to him.
So anyway, that's a commentary. But he knows who to call right away. Calls up a number. He's got a specific operator in mind he wants to be connected to, number 20 or something. Hot legs.
And he's out on the trail of someone who likes blondes. He's in need of a blonde.
Well, there's he's gonna wine and dine this guy if he can pull up this exact information for him. Because it's like, this is just before the blonde thing. Yeah. He gets the call from Marlowe after.
Yeah. I might have missed something there.
Yeah. You just missed him talking with the New York Times or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what the code was, the New York Times.
Or the library or something.
Yeah.
And he knew like
because he's got the date.
Yeah,
August 16th or whatever.
Yeah, August, whatever. Yeah. Pull this up, this many words down, all from this one thing.
And it's about this pleasure cruise, isn't it?
It's got Jeffrey Neff or whatever.
I just have he's going to have to take a boat ride. Talking to Marlowe about his tie, so I probably missed something.
Yeah, no, this is just him exploring that clue there. But then Marlowe calls, and have this hand moment. Oh, that was, yeah, now I know why I got this part so repressed here.
Did I black it out too?
Yeah, you sure did. You know what it was?
The fucking...
The hand
puppets?
Well, no, the hand touching when Marlowe calls and they exchange the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yuck.
Yuck.
That's an ick moment right there.
And then he's talking about how he needs someone.
Yeah.
And she, like, playfully picks up his gun and puts on his hat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can play detective.
Yeah,
right, cute, like.
Oh, yeah. No, we're looking for blondes.
You're not blonde enough.
Yeah. Because there's this guy, Walter Neff or something.
Yeah.
Right? And he likes to pick up people where?
In Blondeville.
This is maybe not the boat ride, but what he does is he cruises the supermarkets, pal.
So he picks them up.
Yeah.
In the produce section.
That's right.
When they're rubbing...
Bathing in that mist.
Cucumbers and melons about.
Yeah, so why not her? She ain't blonde enough. She gonna dye her hair? That's no problem. Why is that a bad idea, though?
I thought she was going blonde for sure.
No, because she's a client. And a dead client doesn't do what? Pay no bills, that's right.
She's a goddamn meal ticket, he says.
Yeah.
And he gets... Is he narrating or is he saying this?
Well, he does see that other sign there that says guns don't kill detectives, love does.
Yeah.
Just to drive the Marlowe wisdom home.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, got the toothpaste thing going on.
We'll get to that. Oh, yeah, okay. Maybe I missed something with the toothpaste that makes this... Is it just a line you're talking about?
What about that?
Because she slaps him out of the narration right before he says something about her tits. But it's because she says, like... I don't like being called a meal ticket. Like, it's the perfect...
Yeah.
Like, sounds like she hears him gonna say something about her body.
Yeah.
But she brings it back to why she slapped him as a part of the narration.
Yeah.
Earlier on.
Yeah.
I'm no meal ticket.
But when she does say that, does he say...
She
it
walks
was before
out.
the narration, wasn't it? The meal ticket thing. Like, she ignores the narration or something and just goes by something that was actually said out loud. Is that...
I think that's how it was, yeah. So meal ticket was said. And then the whole...
So my gut tells me I'd have to go back and reread.
But... When it seems like she heard him about the... Yeah. So, and then... As she walks out, and maybe there was an action, maybe there was some toothpaste involved earlier.
Yeah, he's just like squeezing it for a while, and then he gets slapped.
Oh, is he? Because I didn't see that, so I thought it was super off-putting that she walks out, and he's like, and I was afraid to tell her she had toothpaste on her shoes. I was like, ugh, what does that fucking mean? I'm glad
it's not all winners.
I'm glad we settled the score here.
But now his next task is to
find a blonde.
Yeah, acquire some blonde assistants. So we head up with Monica.
Yeah, blonde number 1.
So the good thing about Monica is she'll do anything for anybody, anytime.
Yeah.
So he heads
especially Terry Novak, which I told her that was my name in case she gets pregnant.
I think that might have been the second one. But this is the one where he goes to the fancy party.
Yeah.
Catches her attention.
Yeah, she isn't even that blonde. Oh, wait. Okay, no.
The first one. Yeah. Super blonde.
The first one's super blonde.
Yeah. But it's just a passing thing because he bigs her up that she'll do anything.
Yeah.
Then he says, I need you to do something for me.
Okay, yeah.
She goes, I can't. And
you're right.
Then the scene.
Laugh in the scene.
I can't.
In the scene?
What? And the scene abruptly ends.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a quickie.
And then it goes
blonde
the
number
door.
2.
Yeah, Betty Davis there.
Yeah.
Not blind.
Not blonde.
Doris.
Yeah.
Sandwich lady.
Starting to think that that's me doing that.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Day old bread. And they really made the most out of this scene.
Yeah.
They keep saying, she's always got day old bread. You want a sandwich? And, smoked turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's give it to the maid.
I got some smoked turkey.
And then the wince.
Yeah.
And then you're waiting for...
No, don't say it. Not the cleaning woman.
Yeah. He says maid, but when she recoils, recalls it all as cleaning woman. And that doesn't bode well. Kind of flies off the handle, doesn't he?
Yeah. I was wondering if this was the scene that they chose his look off of. Because it has a lot of this guy choking her out.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking that they took this scene, took his look, put it in earlier on that he has this weird reason of always strangling people. And then it works in threes when you get the big payoff, doesn't it?
There's definitely a little bit.
These guys are playing goddamn chess.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Yeah.
There's some reverse engineering for sure.
Genius.
Yeah. And I think there's going to be a few more out of these 19 historical archival movie featurettes that will really punctuate that point.
Yeah. And then we get
third blonde.
The blondest of them all.
Yeah.
Shimmering blonde. Meet me at a hotel.
Yeah, last time you saw her, he was standing her up. And he's talking to her in the car. And he's like, "You hate me," or whatever.
Yeah.
Her delivery. "Of course I don't." And then, "Where am I going to take you?"
To the
Take me
hotel. Well, how about I take you to the hotel so I can show you something I learned with my hands. And then there was shadow puppets.
One of the worst parts of the movie.
You know, I wish they didn't do this kind of stuff in this film. It should, it's so good in some circumstances that I was like, fuck, you don't need these cheap tricks.
That's a great way of putting it. Cheap tricks.
Yeah.
Dirty deeds done dirt cheap these.
It's below this film to do little things like that, little gags.
But then he's able to follow it up with some...
But these were the 80s.
the 40s via the 80s.
Mm.
And he's got the pickup lines. I can tell you that.
Got any for us?
Yeah. Anyone ever tell you that...
Yeah.
Was it lips?
Lips like Brussels sprouts.
Succulent Brussels sprout waiting to be buttered and bitten. You kidding me?
You just can't say that in modern film.
And you would think no, but she says many have.
And then there's another one where something about her eyes. Or...
Yeah. And then another little cheap thing here. He says that he loves her more than anything else in this world and stuff.
Do you mean it? More than anything I've ever said in this world.
Finger crossed behind her back.
Got her.
Oh my goodness.
Sends her on her way. I'm going to see your dad.
Yeah, what's something that I can do to kind of ingratiate him so...
He's never had a dog as a child.
He brings a dog, little shepherdy type one, totally housebroken.
Yeah. And he's trying to,
His name is Ramon.
Get a bond with Papa.
He didn't have one as a kid, remember?
Yeah. Brings him a dog.
Get out.
Cute little one. And he asks if he minds if he makes a suit out of his daughter's underwear.
Soup.
Even shoot case?
I thought it was a soup. Like, it's a broth.
It's even worse.
It's a broth thickener.
Yikes.
Okay, they're all bad. No wonder he says get out.
Yeah. Mine was the PG version. Yeah.
And you can tell this whole gag here is reverse engineered because of this one line they had available to them.
Pick it up. That one?
Indeed.
Yeah. What you never had a dog as a child. I brought you this. You never had one as a child. Yeah, pick it up. What? It's all soft and steamy.
Yeah.
You're sick. You're sick making me pick this up.
Dog dirt, he calls it.
You're a sick man.
So you're thinking now he's kicked out with this dog. What's he going to do with it?
And I wonder, he's not imposed into this. This is a totally manufactured scene. Right? This isn't in a film. These two security ladies, or secretaries.
No, the secretaries, I think,
library.
are not from a film.
Yeah. Yes. Do you want this? Oh, I'd love a dog. Yeah, I got something for you too.
Yeah, that was pretty funny, actually.
Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Mm-hmm.
In his offhanded, where he was like, "Yeah, I got something for you too."
Yeah, it was well done. But then he gets napped.
Mean-spirited, but well done.
Yeah. He gets napped up.
Back in the trouble. Got a gang around him, really, doesn't he?
He's kind of fearless.
Frank's one of them?
Fucking molests that one guy. He fucking turns him into a stooge.
Yeah. Then does the old offer them double to attack their boss.
What does he get?
How does that bode?
Gets damn bowling ball nosed.
Yeah, doesn't go well. Gets roughed up and canned.
That's where he came up with the idea for Roxanne.
Oh. I think that might have been based on it might have been a Riri.
A Riri? Again?
Yeah.
This guy loves a good Riri.
Sarah now. Wasn't it?
It's trashed.
Yeah.
Completely trashed.
Totally.
And then
Right up my
Juliet.
alley.
Juliet's probably the best detective out of everyone.
Yeah, the dame just happens to be hunting around little alleys.
In the right place at the wrong time.
Oh, she opens up that lid and
Bam!
cold cocked.
Wham!
Yeah.
Pow!
Now he gets up, let's call it a few hours later.
Yeah.
But the whole time, you know what? She's been KO'd.
Oh, yeah. He stands up. Oh, my God.
I know.
Some sick bastard must have kicked her ass.
And you know what? One of the telltale signs were just how out of whack her breasts were.
Yeah, he fixed them up pretty good, though. They're looking proper.
He did what he could.
Yeah.
Yeah, under the circumstances.
And again, they lose me with this.
Where they're recognizing the stakes.
Where he's dressing up as a blonde.
Yeah, but they don't cut immediately to that. They don't cut immediately to that.
They might.
They have to, recognize at this point in time that, this whole endeavor might not really be worth it. That it could be just time to quit.
Not Rigby.
No, he's there. He lights up a smoke.
He's in it to win it.
What about this scene with the smoke where they share a smoke?
I blacked out.
So he pulls out a cigarette, right?
Yeah.
Lights up the match. Throws it in his mouth. Takes a wee draw just to get that whole, tip flickering. And then he turns it around, puts the burning end in his mouth.
Oh.
Lights the other end.
Mm.
And then breaks them in half and gives her one side.
Because they're filterless.
They are filterless.
That was probably the cooler move.
Was that a
That's the
commonplace?
that's the original Light 2 and Pass 1.
Yeah.
That is funny though.
Could have easily gone overlooked. I know the first time that I was peeping through this, that like the scene, my brain had immediately gone that he took out 2 and then like lit 2 or something, but then threw one out and then broke it in half or something.
Yeah.
So I actually had to go back and just, a little bit of a parlor trick.
Yeah. No, I like it. I'm going to try it sometime. But then he gets all dressed up, don't he?
Well, I mean, as all this is going on, he does make that revelation that
Still needs a blonde.
That might as well be him at this point.
Yeah.
So he's preparing, shaving his tongue and his legs.
Again?
No, well, no tongue this time. But
Yeah.
he's got this, he's dragged out. And you ever see the cover of his album, Comedy Isn't Pretty? Very much the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen Steve Martin dressed like this before.
Yeah.
Is he in a movie where it's like 3 of them all dressed up?
Maybe.
I've seen it. Oh, yeah, he goes.
Puts on his perfume.
Goes undercover. He's getting fresh with the guy. He's not holding back from this role.
No, he knows what it entails. He doesn't go out with having any sort of misinterpretation of how far he's going to have to go. And,
Yeah. Slips the guy a Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
And a tall glass of bourbon.
Well, you know, that guy was defenseless against the powerful smell of fondle me.
Can't even believe I'm saying Mickey.
Yeah, so make him a strong drink before he tries to pick his lock.
Yeah, I hope he passes out before he tries picking my lock. Which he does.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And he gets the passenger list. So yeah, there's no boat ride. Didn't say anything about the boat up until now, maybe?
No, that's just a good clue find that happens right about now. Where the man knew too much.
Yeah.
There's a reference to that in there somewhere. Article, something.
Yeah.
Guy knows too much. Only told his mama.
Oh, no, yeah, that's later on.
So.
Oh, that is here.
Yeah, he has to continue being a woman.
But then he finds the passenger list. And it's filled with the name of Enemies of Carlotta.
Yeah. And the convict he's got to go visit.
Yeah. He's got to get a message to a guy in jail.
James Cagney, as it turns out.
Yeah. Old slapper if you don't. James himself.
It's funny. He's like, yeah, I think I look pretty much like her. Good enough to get a Mother's Day present, I bet.
Yeah. And then they have this big romantic scene outside the jail.
Yeah, because the dame jumps out and she decides now is the time to be confessing her care towards him.
Yeah.
And, crept into his gut. I don't know why I put that. But, makeout sesh.
Yeah.
And the guards see it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, yeah, no, I'm Cody Jarrett's mother.
Yeah, exactly. He goes in and he has to pretend to cry.
Yeah.
When the guards are going by. Actually, you're consoling me.
Yeah. No, Mama, don't cry.
Yeah. But there's multiple levels to this mission here.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you got to go deep undercover.
Well, he asks the warden for a little favor, stay for a couple days.
Gets into jail just to bust out.
Yeah. Turns out there's a prison break that night.
Yeah.
And he was
I got drunk.
The guy who he's hanging out with there, turns out they're a friend of Carlotta, and he is an enemy of Carlotta.
The lists have crossed.
Yeah. So he ends up in the back of...
Yeah. I love when he's... I wonder what film that is where James Cagney's walking by and there's someone screaming out of a trunk. How are you doing in there? It's a little stuffy.
Yeah.
How about I give you some air?
Yeah, braps out in a couple of air holes.
Bring back the gun, sucker.
Yeah, suck.
That's her third bullet in an hour and a half.
Yeah. That's true. And it wasn't his arm wasn't the only thing throbbing.
That's what he said. That wasn't Adam that said that. That was him.
It was also their hearts.
Yeah.
And he's got like this 5-step plan, like, everything, if it goes as planned, like bring her in there, bring her to the room, marry her.
Yeah.
Then do some whoopee machine.
Oh, yeah.
But she's just got to make a quick stop to the drugstore, I think, to give him some additional meds or something like that.
Well, while you go, I'll take this phone call.
Yeah, he immediately gets on the horn with an old flame, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yep. Joan Crawford, I think. And he's like telling her all about how much he loves Juliet and like, this is what I told her. And then Juliet picks up the phone. And it makes it sound like he's just been practicing his lines on her before he's really trying it out on her.
Yeah, and get them all wrong here.
Yeah.
And it's lacerating. It's just one of the biggest misunderstandings I've ever seen, isn't it?
She storms out.
Yeah, but this night in this town, it ain't fair. And she's rain swept. It's a terrible evening out there.
And especially when you get that phone call.
Oh, she makes a...
Checks in the mail.
Yeah, proceeds to shut down the whole op, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Case closed.
What, did she fall in love with the taxi driver on the way to the drugstore?
Yeah, and you're exactly
speculating.
Right. Rigby is just left reeling by this.
Oh, yeah. Turns to the booze.
Yeah.
All is lost.
Yeah, you bet it is. He's holed up with a couple of local pigeons.
Talking to the goddamn Maltese falcon on his shoulder.
Yeah, binging on bourbon, trying to share with the falcon.
God
reaching
damn.
Conclusions.
Another ring-a-ding? Nothing
Shit
but phone
on her.
calls in this film.
Yeah. He goes like nuts. Women do a long stream of things when it comes to the heart. You know, all dames are the same, he's saying. We smash my heart with a frying pan, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we get the Marlowe update. Alan?
Yeah, it's Reggie. Yeah. Oh, no, yeah, this is Alan. Come on, Marlo, no games. That was fucking awesome. Look at a map.
Yeah. Look up Peru.
Find Peru.
Payata.
Yeah.
See if you can track
What's
down
that place?
Payata.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's Carlotta. The island.
The revelation. Earth shattering. It's not a woman.
I'm going to go to Carlotta.
It's a place.
And I'm going to solve this case.
Yeah. It's just a little city by the bay.
And if Juliet has something to do with it or not, I'm going to kill everyone involved.
It's like Casablanca, isn't it?
Yeah.
Little bit of her Ubra Blanca.
But they didn't use any Casablanca in this.
Remember the Ubra Blanca from 82?
I do not.
Which is a big Cuban thing. The Ubra Blanca. What do you think that is?
The white
Yeah.
snake?
Think udders.
The big cow?
White cow.
White cow.
Yeah, so back in 82 in Cuba.
The big cow. I instantly went the big sleep.
Yeah. They had this cow, and it was like the cow that produced like the most milk ever.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was producing
In 82?
like 100 gallons in some sort of period of time, and it's just like, you know, so much, right? That Castro like was praising this thing and how fertile and how well bred the cows were in Cuba because of this one little prize milker.
Have you ever seen a cow in Cuba?
No.
Fuck, they're built like a fucking goddamn coyote. So skinny. You can see the ribs on those fucking
Mangy,
cows.
eh?
Oh, God. Good Lord.
Yeah. So that's 82 in a nutshell.
Wow.
And that's why dead men don't wear plaid.
Final word of advice from Marlowe. That was given to him 15 years ago. Yeah, walks in with the fucking white suit. And I like
you know how they spelled trouble around there?
Trubil. Yeah. And if you correct them, they gave you a serious problema.
Kitty Collins. Did you spot her over there?
Oh, yeah.
God damn it.
I
This
knew
is
she'd
where
be
she
coming
absconded to.
Yeah.
After she dipped out of the other place, she just ended up here in Carlotta.
And so I'm wondering if that was that map part of a movie? The close-ups of Carlotta?
It's probably Casablanca related guy. Even though that wasn't... I know what you're going to say. It's not one of the 19. And I know. or maybe it wasn't that one. You know, it looks like the Play It Again Sam Place.
It's not a goddamn Clint Eastwood film, guy. It's Casablanca. It's not a trilogy.
Trilogy.
Did you notice any
Are you kidding me?
Familiar
Are
faces?
you telling me who you trying to talk to, Poppy?
Yeah, he's not looking too sloppy.
What the fuck is his name? Raul?
Ramon.
Ramon is that dog's name. His name is Carlos.
No, but I'm trying to think of his real name.
Remy.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he used to do what? How does he know our guy? How does Poppy factor in?
I don't know. I was sidetracked by that's Poppy.
They used to run guns together to the rebels.
Oh, really?
That's how they know.
During the revolution?
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course. There's a lot of disclaimers in this town.
Yeah.
Watch out for that that swatty over there. This fat sweaty dude.
Oh yeah, Mickey Rooney. How's that guy got 10K on him?
Yeah. And so like Kitty could be one of them. Who is them? What do you think about these coin tricks? I think that would have gotten Steve Martin the job, if nothing else, eh? You see him running those coins over his knuckles?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like poker chips.
Yeah. He throws a coin in the bowl, Mr. Cool Guy.
Oh, yeah.
He gets the attention that he so desires.
He got to.
Yeah. Some more impressive coin tricks going on.
Yeah.
Jeez. But now we get the bribe. Tell me about it.
You tell me.
This is one of the 19 featured. Who is this guy? Big Sweaty.
It's Mickey Rooney.
Okay, I'm not sure if that's entirely accurate. But you know what? He's only here for a minute, so who really cares?
Okay, it's not Mickey Rooney.
Oh, good. So,
But he's got 10K.
yeah. So it's like, you know, who could have 10K?
Vincent?
No.
Vincent.
But, you know who I am?
Mickey Rooney.
I'm the guy who could give it to you. I don't think we sold that very well. It was a fun little couple seconds.
Oh yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah. There's a certain authenticity to that guy.
Yeah. Boy, was he sweaty.
He was, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then Kitty just found out why he's there. Poppy's calling. Like, there's lots of these juicy facts getting thrown around right now, isn't it?
Poppy's got some intel for him.
Yeah. But then that phone line.
Monkeyed again.
Zip. We freaking lose all contact, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, what you think about the Germans?
Well put.
Ethel?
Yeah. Full.
German?
Another goddamn Mickey.
Thwarted again. He's done some brilliant shit, but having Kitty Collins make him a drink ain't one of them, is it?
No.
And so he decides, you know.
But he doesn't put on plaid.
No. Kind of.
Stripes.
Stripes, okay. So they decide they're going to go see Ethel Merman.
Yeah. Well, he's sleepy. Vincent comes in for a little pillow talk, doesn't he?
Throws in some PJs and then pulls out a little bit of cash and then crashes out. and then leads into, I don't know what out of 19 classic scenes this is, but they make a point of being like, yeah, my eyesight was all blurry, and it shows him like writhing around, like he needed to writhe around for some reason to match this scene with Mr. Rice, Vincent Price.
Yeah. Yeah, but you don't bring a pillow to a gunfight.
No, you don't. It's an immediately chance of getting suffocated.
Take him from both sides, Vincent.
Yeah, we're going to need to cut that audio. What's going on the front page?
Yeah. But Vincent gets priced his worth.
Oh.
He tells him everything. The last clue.
Final clue?
Final boss. This Vincent.
Then this calls for a celebration. Light up every sparkler in Peru.
The medallion looks like a goddamn Kanye shirt.
Da-da-da-da.
Not a pro yet.
No. Pajama.
Paisanos.
Don't forget about the pajama.
Then he finds his way right into the war room, doesn't he?
Friggin' Poppy gets shot there. Out in the streets of Peru.
Yeah.
Sparklers all abound. Just a ton of hubbub in the city.
Takes like a champ.
Yeah. Well,
it's pandemonium.
What's he know?
Well, you know what past tense is of Poppy.
He knows that
he's popped.
His wife will just suck out the bullet and he'll be fine.
Yeah. I'll send her to your hotel.
And don't worry about your pajamas.
But where do you think she is?
I don't know. I'm dazzled by sparklers and the generalness of the Carlotta being such a booming town.
But she's nowhere to be found.
Who, Rice? Rice is found.
Found dead.
His extremely lifeless body crumbles down a staircase, as you may recall.
And then what happens to Julia?
You know, she's like something gonna... Was Rasmussen place a thing?
I know that the Peruvians love the cha-cha.
I mean, Juliet and her father are reunited. What is I don't understand what you're trying to say here.
And Carl Reiner wrote himself in as the final boss?
You mean that butler with the faintly German accent?
He is a catcher.
What do you mean? Is he full blown?
He's full blown.
He's a total Nazi.
Yeah.
Pounce.
God damn. He's on a list somewhere. Carl, you greedy bastard.
What about when he makes that crew sit down? Hold hands.
Yeah, no. Laugh.
Yeah. So.
He's really stealing the show here.
And how did Juliet manage to find her way into this?
She followed the butler.
She followed her nose is what she did.
She got Roxanne right over here.
The cheese. Can it be any more understated that we didn't really talk about the cheese? But her father, on top of being a man of science, is also a cheese aficionado.
Hey, let me tell the story, guy.
Sorry, please.
I'm the developer.
Okay, give a little bit of a reveal then.
That was funny where they're fighting over each other.
Von Kluck?
Yeah. And he gets...
Went over the big reveal?
Of the goddamn...
What, the cheese mole?
The cheese bombs!
You know what he plans to do with that cheese mole?
Make cheese
He
bombs?
plans to dissolve. Well, it turns out this mole can dissolve mountains and trees and perhaps the whole world.
Yeah.
This is the reveal battle. The cheese molds are in place.
And then he offers
Prepare
the
to be disintegrated.
the butler job to Stevie.
Well,
Tries to role reverse him.
it is a good opportunity. But you know what? There's a bit of like Juliet wants to know if there's maybe a position she can hold in this new world as well.
Oh yeah, she could probably be the cleaning.
Ooh.
Well executed.
Ugh. Count those bullets.
Just add those in later.
Well, you know, he breaks the chains when it comes to hearing cleaning woman. Yeah, he does Hulk out.
Yeah. Damn it.
I hear a Hulk out. Yeah, so this op was not an entirely fail. It wasn't an entire failure for the butler. They were able to
take out saw it. Yeah, Terracotta, India.
Yeah.
That goes melting.
Yeah. They're about to get a library.
Melted cheese there. But everywhere else is safe. I wish I looked up more about that place.
Terre Haute?
Yeah. And the hat on the swastika. What'd you think about that?
Oh, I don't talk about that. But what I will talk about is
You better adjust your willy, guy.
Poppy. Gotta
What a
come in
guy.
to say goodbye, yeah? When you out of here?
That was funny when they were kissing. Ah, what a guy.
He's like, he's a bit of an Aaron when it comes to this.
Yeah.
Because what's he say when he finds out he's got about 4 hours left? Well, that'll give me enough time to wash and press your pajamas. But where he's going, he don't need pajamas.
No, he's the butler.
And yeah, no, this scene that you loved finally gets to take place.
The willy adjustment?
A willy adjustment, of course, yes.
It was all out of whack.
Yeah. Talk about sequel bait. Ew.
That hasn't happened in a long time. At least without me having to beg.
Yeah. So, you don't think there's ever a sequel plan for this, even though he's like, so maybe we do this again in like a year with like a nude scene.
No.
Juliet gets naked
Yeah,
next
full
time.
penetration. Ava Gardner?
She's one of them.
I'm pretty sure that we were saying Ava Gardner when we were talking about Silver Lake recently.
Oh,
but it
maybe.
was Julia Gaynor. Janet Gaynor.
Janet Gaynor, yeah.
That was in Silver Lake.
Aye.
But yeah, it just starts doing all the cast.
Mm.
Getting to learn all the names.
Yeah, Edith Head's last film. She was an important person in the whole noir world.
Who was it?
Edith Head. She
Yeah.
did like all the costume stuff.
Yeah.
She actually had like the record for most female Oscars or something. She
Oh,
got,
really?
Like, I think she got like 8 or 20 or something out of like 40 noms or something like
Well,
that.
she made like 40 suits
Oh yeah,
for Steve Martin just for this movie alone.
you wore one.
Yeah. Alan Ladd, Cary Grant.
Yeah.
Which role was he? Alan Ladd
he
was
was
the cookie guy.
I think Cary Grant might have been the bed guy.
Oh, yeah, Ingrid Bergman was the first blonde.
Yeah.
Betty Davis, Lana Turner.
Yeah.
Humphrey. Kirk Douglas.
Yeah.
James Cagney. Joan Crawford. Not Mickey Rooney.
No.
Vincent Price.
Yeah.
Really an A-list cast in this film. Whether they liked it or not.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you have to get the rights from the actor. Like, you know how there's the 2 copyrights you got to get to have a song? If you have to have rights from the actor and the production company, or the production company owns the film, so it doesn't matter what Humphrey Bogart thinks.
I'm pretty sure they were somewhat limited on what they were able to license for it, which was why they had to work around some of these lines such as they did. But I think they just had that kind of like easy breezy attitude about how they were going to do some of those parts.
Yeah, I wonder how many hurdles they really had to get around.
I think one of the main things was just like how meticulous it was to recreate all these things, which does, kind of cheapen it when you do think about some of those gags. But, what are you going to do? Still ahead of its time.
Yeah, and you really need a A-list crew when you're putting some together this, because you talked about how, like, the lighting and everything had to be the exact same. And
you needed to be able to sell it.
Basically, the godfather of cinematography himself, Michael Chapman.
Yeah.
He's got so many films. He's done Jaws, Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, The Last Waltz. This guy's done a lot of shit.
Oh, wow.
The Lost Boys, The Fugitive, Space Jam, Primal Fear, Rising Sun, 6 Days, 7 Nights, The Watcher.
Did he do the Parent Trap?
No. No, but who was talking about that? That's like the best cinematography I've ever seen.
No, it was like the last good-looking movie.
Who said that, though?
I don't know. I saw it somewhere on the internet or something.
That's not what we're doing.
But it was about like why movies don't look the way they used to or whatever.
You're not telling me that's what we're doing next week? Oh, Fortuna.
The Parent Trap. Imagine. Yeah. Lindsay Lohan. Come on.
And there was like the exact same movie, but with the twins, wasn't there?
Like Freaky Friday or something?
No, Elizabeth's sisters.
The Olsens? I mean, in a New York minute, I would guess so.
It Takes Two. I'm pretty sure they had like a same fucking movie.
Yeah. If you had a card hand, it would be two doubles.
I wasn't big fans, guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know if we have anything on the go next week, month, year.
You don't need to cry about it.
That's no way to end it. He did Scrooged, Ghostbusters 2, Kindergarten Cop.
Well, he did some stuff.
Bad.
So, I don't know. What do you think? Not that hard on this movie after, what, like 45 years or something?
Yeah, I think it was great. I can see why, this is probably still held in high regard as far as satirical films.
Allegedly, Carl Reiner said this was his favorite movie that he made.
Well, yeah, because it's just so different. Like, it's so original in the process that they had to do. You're not doing this for every film.
And it's
probably so much fun to make.
Yeah, I think I saw that it was an homage to his father as well, who loved noirs or something.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was great. There is those kind of cheap gags that they didn't need in it, but it's really hard to hold them too accountable because there's just so much good shit that they had in there.
And especially like Not Another Teen Movie or like some of those parodies.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like,
It wasn't a goddamn parody.
yeah, this one?
No, not another teen movie.
Is that not one?
Oh, of course it is. I was just joking.
But wasn't there some other that kind of fell into that vein, like a superhero movie?
Oh yeah, I hated those.
Like
it
weren't they
was
just
it was
atrocious?
the same. Yeah, it was the same people that bought like the rights of Scary Movie, because Scary Movie sucked after 3 or maybe even 3 sucked. I can't remember, but number 1 and number 2, the Wayans Bros. It was fucking amazing. But yeah, then they started making they oversaturated us with fucking satire films.
Yeah, like there was tons of them with all these. None of them needed to be made.
No.
But this one,
goodie. This is a goodie for sure.
The company it's in, is there any like comparable parodies, do you think? Or like not parodies, but like similar as far as like quality goes with this one and something else?
Like what's the
stand-up? Maybe like the
Mafia was great.
Yeah, that's true. Like the Dewey Cox one.
Spaceballs.
Yeah, Mel Brooks, of course.
I wasn't huge into Spaceballs. Or, sorry, I was huge into Spaceballs. I got a huge Schwartz fan. I wasn't into...
Rick Moranis realizing that he wears weird headgear in all of his movies.
Yeah. But which one did we say before that? Dewey Cox. I wasn't into that. But yeah, that counts.
You didn't like that one?
Oh.
That's a pretty funny part.
Men in Tights is great. Sausage Parody, I guess.
A new one, I bet that's not good, though.
No. Yeah, like Vampires Suck.
Oh, this movie.
Tropic Thunder.
Did I mention at the beginning that this was going to be called Suck the Bullet?
Oh, really? That's nice.
I think they still think it would have sold better if it was called Suck the Bullet.
Yeah, like, CB4. My favorite.
That's true.
Yeah, like...
So they're a good company.
This was like my first taste of noir in the journey of, re-exploring the genre, which I plan on doing. Blank Man was great, if you count that. But...
The Schwartz. Did you know that
basketball?
Black is noir and Schwartz is also black?
Black. But it kind of less inspired me and more, raised more questions.
You want to do a more serious one.
Yeah, how to make a more modern, it almost made me clue into the things you can't do to make it a modern film, because nowadays, if you try to say any of that old-timey dialogue, it's going to come across satirical. So, you really have to have that fine line. You really
dilemma,
the neo-noir. People talking normal.
True that. Yeah.
There's a lot of things, like the aesthetic. That's why I think it's more about the aesthetic. It would be, you could achieve that. Yeah,
excellent for negative brainstorming, this thing.
Yes, true. I love a good negative brainstorm. But yeah, the search continues, because there's a lot of things that I'm worried about can't be done in modern film.
Sure, yeah.
But there's still a lot that can. And
innovations to be had, and a lot of...
Yeah.
Just because it's the present doesn't mean that, these dark themes don't still exist in the world.
But it's just some of those great qualities, just the way that people talk in those old film noirs is just so enjoyable by itself.
Yeah.
And it's funny now to hear like that, and then Sunny in Philadelphia does does a film noir episode, and it's just gold the way that they talk in that. But it'd be hard to do that seriously.
That was very similar too. Yeah, the janitor
Maybe Motherless
only mops
Brooklyn?
twice or whatever.
Yeah, great. But Motherless Brooklyn, I wonder if that's why they had to add the Tourette's thing.
It was based on a book or something at first.
Yeah.
Which I don't think was that old, actually. But there was a couple more modern noir books, like Noir Itself by Alan Moore, who he does like graphic novels and what the fuck did he do? What was it, V for Vendetta? That was Alan Moore? Was that one of his big things?
Yeah. But yeah, it almost has to be like a timepiece. If you want to do true,
it does,
film
yeah.
noir, you can do.
It's hard as fuck to get these 40s cars in like these days.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
I know.
And it's like I don't remember being a problem in Motherless Brooklyn, but sometimes with that like really like digital look on an old looking car, it kind of gives it that kind of
looks like Great
cheap
Gatsby
look or something.
Everything's fake plastic.
Fake, yeah.
Yeah. But there's definitely, just some really tight shots, and there's always going to be something you can grab from.
Yeah,
but definitely got to start watching some more serious film noirs.
Yeah, well, this was like a good like overall puddle. It's like almost like a Simpsons episode, or like a combination where you get these little drips, and you get to see where some of these things came from.
And I've heard the name for so long. It's good that we got to finally see it and bring it here on the.
Yeah, I'm shocked it made it on the cast here. I don't know if it's going to be any kind of like Lola as far as how it runs, but I don't know. You want to try and rate this thing?
Yeah, I got it in me. Might have to get some more Java. I don't want to burn too much mental shoe leather, but I'm down for a negative brainstorm.
So how many fireflies do you put on this thing's grave? Ghibli it to me.
How many plaids are in that pattern?
Gonna be counting plaids here.
Yeah. Give it a lot of plaids.
Yeah. You retarting?
You retarting or something? Rerees. Oh, to what?
Kilt it. on the level of plaid, did it kilt it? Or did it doils or soil? Or...
Give it a good argyle.
Ugh. Why is there no good metrics to rate this thing by?
Blondes? How many blondes do we give it?
There's only 3.
Well, I'd give it a good 7.
Two out of 3 blondes. Give it a 2 out of 3 blondes.
2 out of 3 blondes? I'll give it a 2 out of 3 blondes for show.
All right.
I'd give it a 2.5.
Yeah, rating it on blonde scale. True bastard nature.
Hey, that's what we do.
And stuck in 82, that's what we do.
Who knew? It'd be out in 2.